In Queensland, Australia, very soon we're having big changes to smoke alarm legislations for investment properties, and all landlords need to be aware of these changes. Now, these changes come into effect on December 31st, 2021, and whilst that might feel like a long way away right now, it will come around very soon, and there's advantages in getting your smoke alarms compliant for December 31st, 2021 now, because potentially you could have some big savings. First thing is the new smoke alarms need to be photoelectric. They also have to be installed on every level of the property, and they need to be installed in every bedroom. Now, if there's hallways to the bedrooms, there needs to be one in the bedroom as well. And all these alarms need to be connected to each other. Now, the alarms need to be either hardwired, or they need to have a 10-year battery installed that's not removable in them. Do those things and your home will then be compliant for the new legislation that's coming up. Got a couple of choices. You can do this yourself. As landlords, you can actually go and buy the alarms yourself and install them into the properties, into your investment properties, and do it yourself. Or you can pay an electrician. An electrician can do this for you as well. The other alternative is you can pay a smoke alarm specialist. And as asset agents, that's what we recommend you do. We recommend all our landlords pay professionals that are specialists to do this. And there's lots of reasons why. The first one, I suppose, is peace of mind. Doing it yourself or having an electrician do it, mistakes could be made, or you may not be 100% compliant. Houses do burn down. So just a couple of weeks ago, we had a house burn down, and that was a property that we'd sold to the owner. And then last year, we had another house burn down, and we rehomed those people into one of our rental properties. Houses burn down. The responsibility is quite substantial for you to make sure that your property is compliant. Doing it yourself or having an electrician do it is potentially a very big burden. When you use a smoke alarm specialist, it's all they do. It's all they do. They know legislation. They know which alarms to use. They will make your property secure and safe, and they give us a certificate. They give us a certificate of compliance. So that's why we recommend that you do use a specialist. But what's this all going to cost you? Well, it's going to vary. The cost to you is going to depend on how big your investment property is. So one alarm, I think, is about $150, but it could cost you as much as $1,000. But I've heard that the average cost is about $660. So I'm getting my investment properties done this September, and it's a little bit early, but the reason I'm doing it early is because the provider that we use and recommend, they're offering a special where they're doing the alarms early and they're rewarding us by offering us a year subscription for free. Now, what is a subscription and why do you need it? So there's two parts of this. There's the first part of getting the alarms installed and making sure the property is compliant. So the company that we recommend will do that, and then we'll get a certificate to say that they're compliant. The next part of this equation is most smoke alarm specialists charge an annual fee to ensure that you stay compliant. What does that mean? Well, whenever a new lease is signed, the alarms need to be checked. So if it's a 6-month lease or a 12-month lease, when that happens, they'll come out and check that all the alarms work. But during that process as well, over that 12 months, if any of the alarms are faulty, they will replace them. They'll come out and replace them, and there's no cost to you. So you're paying an annual fee for them to come out as many times as needed to fix faulty alarms or to check that they're compliant, etc., throughout that 12-month period. Now, the company we use, they charge $119 a year, so it's an annual subscription, and that's to just continue to ensure that you are compliant. It's total peace of mind. You know what, considering what they do for that, it's really good value for money as well. Now, of course, there's other companies as well you can use. Just Google them and check their pricing and discuss exactly what they offer during that period. And again, the advantage of doing it now is that you'll potentially be saving yourself from some money when next year there's a bit of a rush and there's a bit of a delay, then potentially prices will hike up. So start budgeting it. You need to probably plan for about $600 or a little bit more, depending on how big your property is. Start to make a plan for it. Now, for those of you that have just bought an investment property or are about to move out of your own residence and have a tenant move in, you've got to ask yourself this. Do you want to get your property smoke alarm compliance now under the old legislation, or do you just want to get your property smoke alarm compliance for the new legislation now? So I have a handful of people that are now going through that process of moving out of their main residences, and they're going to rent them out, and they've made the decision to not pay twice, but instead just get their property smoke alarm compliance for the 31st of December 2021 now, so just kind of tick and they're done. So consider that as well. Consider, don't pay twice and just get compliant today if you are one of those people. So look, that's it. I hope that's helped you out. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, give me a text, give me a call, and I can point you in the right direction on some online resources as well.